Okay, so we're going to look at significant figures. So in questions, as I said before, in Year 12 as well in particular, you will get answers when you're asked to answer. They will either say to a decimal place, or they can also now say significant figures. So they are different, and you need to make sure you're highlighting when they ask for what. We're going over this now because when we do our scatter plots, we've been doing our scatter plots, we're about to start getting this line of this equation of this line, and when we do the equations, they're often asked for the numbers of those coefficients to be in significant figures. Because when you use real data, often it's better to adjust to significant figures. So let's go through it. So a significant figure, you've got these individual rules. So the first one rule is a non-zero numbers are always significant. So non-zero numbers, so 1 up to 9, those figures are always significant. Okay? Rule 2. If it's in between zeros are always significant. So what it means by that is if you have, say, here, like that, this zero is a significant number, okay? This one is not, okay? So that's what it means. So if it's in between, you can see how it's in between a non-zero number, it will count as significant. So leading zeros, which is what I just did there, leading zeros are never significant. So this was leading zero. This was an example of a leading zero. It's not. You don't start counting significant figures until that. Trailing zeros are sometimes significant. So what that means is if you had a number like this, and if I said that, if I had that written down there, that's 3 significant figures. So because this one's come after at the end, it will count as a significant figure. So you need to put it there. So if they say 3, you have to have a 0 at the end. All right, so here we've just explained it a little bit more again. So these zeros at the front of a number, they are leading zeros. If you are in between, they will be significant numbers, and sometimes the trailing ones will be significant. You might need to have them as well, depending on how many significant figures they want. So here's some examples of non-zero numbers are always significant. So if I was looking at this number here, this 1.25, that is a number showing me 3 significant figures. There's 1, 2, 3. They're all non-zero. This one is also 3 significant figures, and this is also 4 significant figures. All right? Down here, in between zeros are significant. So if this number was written here, they're showing me 5 significant figures in that one. Same with this number here. That's 5 significant figures, and this one's 7 because the zeros are in between, so that's okay. You'd still count all them. Okay, so the other rule, leading zeros are never significant. So this number here is just 3 significant figures because I don't start counting until I get to the non-zero. So there's 1, 2, 3. This one's only showing 2 significant figures. This one is only showing 1. Okay, sometimes trailing zeros are significant and sometimes they're not. So if you actually look at this number here, that's really only showing me 1 significant figure because the only non-zero number is there. And if I'm asked for 2 significant figures here, so if I was going to change this number, they've asked me to round it to 2 significant figures. You start counting as soon as you have a non-zero. So here is 1, and then I would say 2. So now I've got 2 significant figures. If I wrote that down, okay, I'm going to round like I normally would now. So is 3 above 5? No. So I'm going to leave that 0. Now, if I left it like that, is the number actually 10? No. So can you see when it's a number like this, you do need to add the other zeros to it. So when the zeros are, if this was the decimal point, when the zeros are on this side, you may have to put the trailing zeros for it to be, otherwise you're changing actually the value. We only want to give we're trying to sort of give a rough estimate of the number. We don't want the little nitty gritties. So we just want to say 1,000 to one significant figure. So with this one, we're going to do 3 significant figures. So you can see they'll start counting as soon as they've got a non-zero. So here's 1, 2, 3. So once again, we don't need to round up. So I would write down 140, but because I'm not going to round up, but it wouldn't make sense unless I put that trailing one there. So I'm going to leave that trailing one there, and that's what happens. Okay, so here are some more examples of us changing the numbers to significant figures. So if we look here at this first one, they want me to do to 4 significant figures. So we've started counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now because this is a 9, it had to go up to a 1. Now, if I left it as that, it would look like 2,351, but it's not actually, is it? It's 2 million. So we'll have to put these trailing zeros there. Okay, if we look at this one, they want 4 decimal places, 4 significant figures, sorry. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do I need to round up? No. So I've written 51.90. Now, putting zeros here won't change the value, will it? No. So we don't need to do those anymore. We don't have to put a trailing 0. See how it's on this side of the decimal point? That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's do this one here. We've got 3 decimal places. So we've gone 1, 2, 3. We've looked at this, the 4th one. Do we have to round up? Yes. So we round that up to 2, and there's my 3 decimal significant figures. Sometimes so that's 3 significant figures. What happened if I said 3 decimal places? What would this one be? It would be 12.158. So it is different, isn't it? So you've got to be careful. All right, let's go. All right, let's do a couple more. So here, let's say it said 2 decimal places. So you start counting as soon as you got the non-zero. So here's 1, 2. So I don't have to round up because that's not above 5. But I do have, because it said 2 significant figures, I do have to have the 0.0 there. Can you see why that was important to leave it? Because they asked me for 2 significant figures. All right, with this one, 2 significant figures, start counting. So you look at this is a 5, so it goes up. So you're getting the gist. So these ones are there for your example. So let's go ones without it. So let's go here and practice. So 4 significant figures. So I'm going to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I look at the 5th one. Does this need to go up? Yeah? So it'll be 2, 3, 5, 1. Now, do I need to have the trailing zeros? Yes. So 1, 2, 3. These 3 trailing zeros. Okay? Because otherwise the number won't look like the number it is. All right. Let's do 3 here. Start counting as soon as it's non-zero. 1, 2, 3. Look at the 4th one. Is it above 5? Yes. So it's 12.2. Do I need anything else? No. There's the 3 significant. Let's do 2. So it'd be 1, 2. Look here. Does it have to go up? Yes. And I'll leave it like that. No, because it's only 2 significant figures. I've got 2 figures there. Yep. All right. And this is the points there, so it doesn't change. Let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for this one, it's 4. So we've counted up to 4. Now we look at this. Will it have to go up? Yes. So it'd be 1, 0, 0, 4. Now I can't leave it like that because I need these zeros there so that it still looks like the number, which is about 1 million. No, even more, yeah. All right, so let's go to this one. 4 significant figures. Start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does this need to go up? No. So this one will just be 51.90. Does it need any more? No, because it's that side of the decimal place. It's not going to change the value, is it? 51 was roughly what it was. All right. So let's do here 4. Start counting as soon as you get non-zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do we have to go up? So 5.00, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Alright. What about with this one? 2, 1, 2. Because it's asked, why do we have to put the 0? Because it wants 2 significant figures. So you need 2 in your answer. Okay, 4. Now let's watch this one because this one's got 9s. It's going to change it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have to go up? Yes. So that means that's going up, that's going up, that's going up, that's going up. So become 20.00. 4 significant figures. That one was a bit tricky. Alright, last one. Alright, the last one. So finally we've sort of got a little bit different. Now this is 2. You don't start counting until you hit a non-zero. So I don't start counting till there. Yeah, because these are leading zeros. So 1, 2. Do I need to round up? No. So 0, 0, 1, 2. This is 2 significant figures.